Hey guys, and welcome back to Trainz. Now, before we start on our build this week, I thought I'd show you some of the tests I've been doing. Now, what we're looking at here are roads, obviously. Now, what I've decided to do on this series is actually, rather than actually just use roads with traffic on, so we're going to choose a road. You can see there's different types here. I haven't decided which one yet. The actual road itself will have no traffic, and we're going to use invisible roads instead on top. Well, this red line here actually is an invisible road. So what that allows us to do, as you can see that car is doing, it actually follows that. So we can choose where the traffic goes. See another one's going around the corner there. I haven't decided which road we're going to use there, but that's the first thing. Now, the next part is these black lines here. Now, this is track actually, but again, it's a visible track. So it's like a railway track, which is why we've got a like a station there, but we're not going to use that. What we've got here is an invisible train station, but we're going to use it on top of roads. Now the example is here. We've got the red bus, and this is actually a train, and it's actually a train track. We can place this on top of a road, and then we can have buses going exactly where we want and stopping exactly where we want, just like we would with the actual trains. What we're going to do with the trains when we set the session up finally. So, as I told you before, what I want to do around here is actually have some sort of bus stations where the bus goes in, reverses back out, and goes off in its merry way. I don't know how many of those we can actually have working, but maybe two. We can have a few sort of buses just staying in there, but maybe one or two actually come out and do that. So we're going to have to use invisible signals for that to make sure it works. And this is my idea how it works. So go in here, we set it to go to this station, we have some sort of marker here. So once it's gone into here, waited for X amount of time, it'll go reverse back there to the marker, and then it go back along again. So we have to, as I say, we have to have a couple of signals to make this work, and we have a couple of these going out into the bays. So we have the path round here. So it looked like a road going down here with the road going off, and then we have the bays going out with the buses going in. I think that looked quite good if we can actually get that to work. And the other thing I've been playing around. Now, I mentioned we're going to have a canal here. Now, this is obviously way too big, but it's just I just cut a hole in the ground and put some water in there. Now, once again, this is a train track, and that's a train technically, and you can drive it. So let's go to Quick Drive and have a look. Got that. Go to free roaming. So let's put the bus first. Now it's picking up passengers. Now it's going to run off quite quickly. See, there we go. We're actually driving the bus. So we can have a working bus system. Now, if I then click on here, that's it, and here's our boat. Now I haven't played with, now I did mention I want to have locks, I haven't got that far yet. Once again, we can set the session up to make the boats go up and down. It's on tracks, so we can have 2 or 3 tracks as the boats go up and down each way. Now what we can do, my idea is the water's going to go off to the right here somewhere, probably. We have a portal here, so it just goes off into a portal. Possibly goes from the portal and goes down that way somewhere and comes back again. I think that's cool. It's something we didn't do last episode, or last series. Free roam again. Now, one thing I have noticed, we don't see the cars running in the visible roads right now. Maybe that's not true. Hopefully it's true. Hopefully they do actually work. So, where we're going to start is the new bus station. Now I placed these down, the buses, a couple of buses down, so we can actually get the spacing correct. And as you can see, we're going to use some concrete paths here in between. This is kind of how I remember it from childhood. Well, I grew up in High Wycombe, and had a massive inside bus station. They had bays like this. Now, we still do see some bays somewhere, but in some places, I think, which airports? Stansted Airport has bays like this still. The bus goes in, the reverses out. So obviously what I'm doing here is just lining up and lowering the path down. I did this one as well. This is going to go in front of the main station. And just get the height correct. Yep, quite fastidious about that. And we do the same with this. Like usual, we want to make that slightly different, because otherwise you have that sort of the effect where one item tries to get preference over the other, and it's sort of you'll see the effect if it happens. So what we've got to try and do is get close together as possible, but also give enough space for a bus in theory to get through. Now that left hand one, you'll see a piece of track and you'll see some passengers. Now that we are going to try and actually set a train up, like I showed you earlier, to a route to go into that bay, come out again, and drive off. So that piece of track does change when we click a bit of track onto it. So we're going to use hidden track, so you won't actually see that track there. Right now we're just looking at the roads. I'm trying to decide which one to use. So we extend the pavement out a little bit so it sort of matches. Keep going. He'll get there. We're going to try and make each of those bays come out to the same point as well. Now, nothing's flickering at the moment. As I say, if you put some on top of something else with the exact same height, you will get that flickering effect. So that's where it's going to finish right there. We're going to put some more path to the right hand side there as well. We don't want the grass to be seen underneath. We want it wide enough so the buses in theory can get in and out as well. So yeah, I wasn't quite sure what to do there. Actually, I nearly took the path. I mean the road a lot further down, but I don't think it's needed. Actually, thinking about it, I've left that in, but that last bay doesn't really need to be there. Yeah. There you go. I didn't notice that until now, until the narration. But we're gonna leave it in, and it's, as you can see, we're just line the rest of it up as well. That's it. Once we have some people on top of this pavement, you won't notice the creases and the bit, you know, it's not the exact same height and things. Ah, I forgot I did this, right. What I was worrying about was if that bus in reality was to try and reverse out, he wouldn't actually be able to, he would have to reverse out quite far to be able to turn right and get out. So that's why I decided to move it out a bit further. I'd forgot I'd done that. So in theory, by moving the pavement across a bit, he should be able to reverse out and get out to the right there. So we're going to put one in across each of these bays. Yeah, it's just finishing it off, really. It could have stayed like more jagged, but it looks nicer like this. Once again, you won't see that track once it's actually properly set up. Down here we just got the normal pavement. Now beyond that, where the grass is right now, that's where the road will be, or one of the roads. And I think that's probably wide enough. Trying to find the correct road, that's not it. I think that's it. So we lay that all the way across here. We will be laying more roads later on as well. But we won't complete the roads today, not around this area. And there's our side road. Now the reason I put this in without any markings is because it will go quite nicely over the top of the next road. Otherwise you have the marking, the centre marking there going straight over, which is not so nice. Down we go a little bit. Still irritates me a little bit that everything floats and you have to lower it down. But that's just the way it is. It's because it's there are different versions of the game, and some of these assets were made for previous versions, and so they don't quite line up. And then we have this wall, which I don't think I can grab it, so I want to move it a little bit. Can I grab it this time? Yes, I can. And one matching on that side, but I have noticed the path there goes a little further up in the building. I don't like that. I think I changed it. Here we go, I'm changing it. There we go. Matches both sides now. Now, this is the invisible track I was telling you about. I'm not going to finish this in front of you guys. I do spend a bit of time on outside actually doing this. But at the moment, all you see is that white line. Actually later on I decided I don't really like this version. But there's another one with the black markings which you won't see. But the problem with this white one is when you actually play the session, you see the white line. You can lower it into the ground though. So it's either, see the black line there, these black lines, this is a siding I've put in. And as you can see, I've put in all the blue ones there, markers, are actually signals. And the red ones are just normal markers which you can actually set the train to go to. But I'll explain that once we at the end, when I actually show you how it works. Yeah, I thought I'd put a spline point in the middle there, and I hadn't. So every time I'm actually trying to move it, I'm actually just moving the road. I go through everything. I try. I think it's maybe the layers. Trying locking the other layers down. I don't actually notice that it's simply that spline point there is for the road. It's not for the zebra crossing. But now we put one in. Now it's doable. See, there you go. Now what we want to do there is these little ziggy lines, zigzag lines. Funny enough, they're actually too low for the road, so... Oh, yeah, didn't press shift there, did I? doesn't look so much better just having those zigzag lines. It looks more real. The only thing I could have done on top is actually cut the road into a couple of pieces, put a road without markings in there. But there's zebra crossing over that. You got no entry. Only buses only. Now we're going to move these over here. I think we lower it down slightly. We put it back so we don't see the wall. We don't want the wall on the other side either, so I'm just checking. Then we've got the office, which we put to the back. And some people I found, which we're going to just place along there. Everything as usual is off the download centre. Now again, this is from my childhood. I remember these boards at the very end of the buses to actually say where the route went. In the old High Wycombe bus station. Quite dark and dingy, that bus station though. Very, very large. Much bigger than what a town of that size needed. A queue of people, that sounds a good idea to put them there. Now I have spent some time now, as you can see on the left, just finding people. So I've got a pick list just for people who stand still, and I've got another pick list for people who actually move about. Now I don't put any moving about people in this episode, but we will do. So we try and line this up a bit. Raise that, move it across. Problem is, every time you raise it, you move it, it goes back down again. It takes me a few times to get that right. We're just looking for some benches now. Thought about using this one. There's another one I quite like. Yeah, nearly used that one. Then I found that one. That's the one I prefer. I don't notice at this point it's actually too low, but we raise it up. As soon as I start sitting people on it, then I notice that. We're looking for the people. Here we go. Here's one, and that's when I raise him up. I notice how much higher he is from the seat, so we have to. So I raise all the seats up then. Come on, that's it. That's the people again. Pick lists were a revelation to me. So right when I started getting this game, I started using this game, I didn't really understand them or really use it. But using the search function is timely. But using the pick list and have a pick list for every specific type of thing. I've created another one for buildings and the countryside buildings and assets for the countryside and stuff like that. So this is a very well used bus station. Right, what we're going to do now is just place some roads. They don't connect yet, because I haven't quite decided. What I would do is put some buildings down before I actually try and connect these roads up, because we may need to move them. So it's pointless me doing the exact connecting bit and making it look all lovely and nice saying that, that's exactly what I'm doing here. I don't think I realise what I'm doing right now. But yes, later on we just don't bother. We just put roads in this sort of in an area we think we're going to be. Can you hear the ice cream man outside? Recording this in the daytime. And he's coming down the street. There you go. You're going to... I'm sure that's on the recording. That's annoying. That's it. Just make sure... I tried to raise this up a few times. But we managed it. Now, originally, I was going to put water onto the left-hand side here. We're not going to do that anymore. And I'll explain that in a moment, why. Here we go, that's better. So we're going to put some more little roads, inside roads and things. Kind of how they're going to be. We also need to think about the bus route. And this goes all the way down to the bottom here, in between these two tracks. I think that's as far as it's going to go. I'm not probably going to put a bridge down there. I think we'll have the roads going down the sides instead. Oh, I didn't mean to connect it. Really just want the road to be a higgledy-piggledy, just a bit like London. Yeah, right, any town really. Now what we're doing here, we're moving this track over. I'm going to make it so it's parallel to the station there, that freight station. Then we can put something down to the side rather than actually it just takes all the space up. Might need a bit more adjusting later on, but that'd be another day. Now the reason why, and as I said, we were going to put the water the other side, but we're going to put the water this side now. So we're going to have a canal going this side. Probably a little bit deep actually, 15. I think it's 20, but yeah. Now the reason why I chose this side is we've got the freight station there. Now what were canals originally used for? They were used for freight. So the canal was the original means of actually... I'm just filling it in because it's too big. Don't worry, it's going here. The canal was the original way of actually moving freight. And so I figure the canal is going to be near the freight station. It's much better to be near the freight station. So go down this way. That looks better, yeah. We're not going to get this perfect today, not the canal. But it's really setting out a few ideas of where we're going to be putting things. So we've chosen, so the height is -15 for the land underneath the canal, and -5 for the actual water itself. Remember, we've got to get the road over the top, so -5 seems quite good. And we have around a -3 for the towpath. We just want the water just above the top of the towpath there. And we will be lowering a little bit of the land down in places as well. We'll keep it to 0 near the roads, so it raises up a bit, but other places we'll lower it down to much nearer to where the canal level is. I haven't worked out, I did say I would actually want to do some locks. I haven't actually worked out how I'm going to do those yet, where they're going to be. It would be nice to have one in the city. But I'm going to have a play with that. I'll probably do it off camera first. That's generally what I do. I build things off camera first, just rudimentary designs and things, and then I can actually do it on camera so you can see what's actually happening. Even like that, very simple, looks quite good. Obviously we need to paint the ground there, and but you know, even quite like how it is, you get the idea of what we're going to be doing. I think that's wide enough. We may have to adjust it a bit. We really want to have two boats moving either way. And the other thing with the locks is the lock system uses a turntable system to actually to move it. I haven't tried it yet, but I've just read this. Now it depends whether we can automate it or not. I hope we can. But as you know, so far I've only been able to automate one train turntable. The other ones I haven't been able to, so yeah, we'll see. We'll get to that when we get to it. So it was sort of a muddy colour, gritty sort of colour underneath. And there we go, that's the build part of this episode all done. Right, let's have a quick look at what I've done here on this session. It's a very simple test session. It won't be like this when we actually finish up. But what we've done, we have a piece of track going into here to a station. We have another siding. I know that looks different, but that's just another bit of hidden track. I was just testing a different type. Then we have Then, if my mouse lets me do this, we have a piece of track which goes all the way around here, around here, around here, back around here again. Now we have some markers, one here, one here, one here, one here. And what the bus wants to do, it goes round, goes to this marker first, goes up to this marker. Now I did try and stop at the station, we wouldn't stop in the correct place. So as long as you stop the bus near to the station, it will pick up. So then it reverses back down to this side marker. Now the reason why I've got the siding here is what I found out is if I just reverse it to this main side marker here, even though the next marker's here and I want it to go here, it will reverse, continue that direction all the way here. But because we're reversing it into this one, it has to change direction, and then it will go down this way. Now actually I can show you. I did actually add change direction onto there, but it still didn't do anything. It went to that and then still continued. So what we've got, drive to bus station entrance. That's the first one we saw. Set next signal to 5. Now that's basically go left, because I'm not sure if I totally need that now, but originally I couldn't get it to actually go into the bay. Then drive to station marker 1. That's the marker at the very end of the platform of that station. Bring it to a stop, which it does, and then it picks up and lets the passengers off. Drive to station entrance reverser. That's the marker in the siding there at the entrance. Then change direction, and then drive to station middle marker, and then drive to station exit, and then drive via test mark, which is on the road somewhere, and then we're simply repeating it. So entrance, next marker, back down to here, this marker, then this marker, and then repeat. And in the end, I got it to work, and I'm going to show you guys in a second. Now what we can do with this, once we've got all these roads built, we can set it to go round the town. And we can set multiple buses on there as long as we signal it. So that's good. And across here, as I think I was saying earlier, the reason why we've moved the canal to this side rather than the lots of space we have over here is that we have a massive freight station here. we have freight station because there's obviously going to be industry. So we're going to put some industry down the middle here and round here. Well, maybe not on the main road here, but certainly we have another side road, I think, going down here with some industry this side, and we have some industry going down this side. It seems to me that that's a good reason to have it this side. We'll put some bridges in, maybe one here, probably put another one up here so we can have a side road going over. The canal will change as we go out to, well, the whole area will. I think I've mentioned it before that we will be having another station around here somewhere, maybe a little bit further down, which is still part of this town, but it's going to be residential. So we're going from the town area, which is factories and shops. We have shops around this side, and around here we have shops, and then slowly you'll see it go residential, and maybe some little town areas, but basically it's going to be more residential. So we have one more station, and then after that it goes to the countryside out there, and that's where we can do some different stuff. But no, that's what I figured we're going to do here. I'm not entirely sure we're going to build this side. Probably more roads. We can even have a second bus maybe going out and round and down. My only issue here with the buses is, now this is a train route. Effectively, it's got train track, train route. We can put it on top of the roads. Now, as I showed you at the beginning of the episode, we're going to have invisible roads also, so we need to make sure that they don't mix with each other, because I suspect what will happen if we were to have a track here and we were to have an invisible road, we'd have things passing through each other. Now, I need to test this, but I suspect that's what it's actually going to be. Well, let's have a look at the bus. So it's just a test session. You can see the signals here, or the points. Sorry, not signals. Currently, that's set to this side. Now, what you'll notice is you don't see the other track which is here. That's why we're probably going to move to use that instead of the white track. But certainly for this demonstration, the white track's a good thing, so you can actually see what we're doing, what's actually happening. I think we're going to have some moving people on here as well, just to liven it up a little bit. Now, what I have noticed, we do still have a little problem. Now, the bus will go back eventually. Here we go. But because this marker down here is still close to this station, it lets off all the passengers. In a moment, you're going to see some of these passengers disappear. I could try and move the marker a bit further back. Now, will it do it this time? Yes, it did. There you go. They're back on there again. And they're off the bus. That's a shame. Let's hide the junction overlays now. I like the indicators. You watch when it goes left, it will indicate left. This bus is very well done. We do have a single decker bus which actually will work as well. I think, did I show it at the beginning? I'm not sure. Here we go, there's the indicating left. But I think that looks really good, and if we can get that working all around the town, maybe even have a countryside route as well, which comes and meets another station or two, I would enjoy doing that, I think. Anyway, I think that's the end of the episode. If you enjoyed, please do press the like button. That helps me get more viewers, basically. If you'd like to see more, please subscribe. And if you press that ding-dong bell button, it will even tell you when I put more stuff on. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Cheers and bye-bye.